Have you ever felt like life is happening to you rather than by you? The days pass by, one after another, and before you know it, you're just going through the motions, reacting to whatever comes your way. But what if I told you that you have the power to shape your life, not just react to it? What if I told you that life doesn't have to be a series of events you simply endure? It can be a series of choices that you create? At the core of every meaningful transformation is the ability to make choices. But what is choice, really? It's the power to determine your actions, your path, and your response to the world around you. Every decision you make, no matter how small, is an opportunity to create. But here's the catch. Most of us don't realize how powerful our choices truly are. We think of them as reactions, but in reality, every choice is a step in the direction of the life we want to create. Instead of seeing life as a series of uncontrollable events, what if we saw it as an unfolding canvas, one that we are constantly painting with our choices? It's easy to feel like we're stuck in a predetermined path, but the truth is, we are constantly creating. Even in moments where we feel out of control, we are still making decisions, whether consciously or unconsciously. The key is recognizing that we can choose every single moment. The moment you realize that you have the power to choose, you unlock a new level of freedom. You stop being a passive observer of your life and start being the active creator. From what you wear each day, to how you react to challenges, to the big life decisions you make, every aspect of your life is shaped by the choices you make. And in this, there lies the most beautiful power, the power to create your life on your own terms. Ask yourself this: what choices can you make today that will start shaping the life you want? Do you feel like you're merely surviving, or are you living in a way that reflects the vision you have for yourself? The power of choice is within you. It's time to take a step back and ask, how can I start consciously creating my life? When most people think of creativity, they picture artists, designers, and musicians. But what if I told you that creativity isn't just reserved for people with paintbrushes or instruments in hand? What if I told you that creativity is a mindset, one that anyone can tap into to transform their life? For years, we've been taught that creativity is a gift, something you're either born with or not. We admire artists and innovators, believing that their ability to create is something special, something that sets them apart from the rest of us. But this view limits our potential. Creativity isn't about having an artistic talent. It's about seeing the world with fresh eyes, connecting the dots in new ways, and taking action based on your vision. It's a skill, not an innate trait. And the good news, it's a skill that anyone can cultivate. Think about the last time you solved a problem. Maybe it was figuring out how to organize your schedule, redesigning your workspace to make it more functional, or even coming up with a creative way to connect with a friend or colleague. These are all acts of creativity. Every time you approach a challenge with intention, whether in your career, relationships, or daily routines, you are applying creativity. It's not just about making art. It's about making choices that align with your values and desires. At its core, creativity is about problem solving. It's about taking the raw materials of your life, the people, the situations, the obstacles, and transforming them into something better. This isn't just reserved for artistic expression. It's a way of approaching the world. Creativity is how you navigate life's challenges and use them as fuel to build something meaningful. It's about finding solutions, improving systems, and making the impossible feel possible. So, how do we start seeing creativity as a tool for everyone? It starts with a shift in mindset. Creativity is not confined to one area of life. It's how you show up in the world and how you approach each moment. You don't need a canvas to be creative. You need a mindset that allows you to see possibilities, innovate, and act with intention. Ask yourself, how can I bring creativity into the areas of my life where I'm feeling stuck? What problems can I approach from a new angle? Whether it's work, personal growth, or relationships? How can you start using creativity as a tool to create more of what you want? Remember, creativity isn't about the end result. It's about the process of creation itself, and that process is available to all of us. What if we approached life like a creative project? What if we saw every day as an opportunity to experiment, iterate, and refine who we are and what we're building? Too often, we think of life as something we simply navigate from one step to the next. But what if life could be more than just a journey? What if it could be a masterpiece, one that we create, one choice at a time? Think about any project you've worked on, whether it's a painting, a business plan, or even a new habit. When you start, you often don't know exactly how it will turn out. You might have a rough vision, but the process is filled with trial and error. Sometimes things don't work, and you have to change your approach. Sometimes you find something unexpected and beautiful along the way. Now, imagine if we applied the same approach to life. Life isn't a straight path. It's a dynamic, evolving process. We don't always have all the answers, but that's where the magic happens. We learn, adapt, and refine as we go. Like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, we're constantly shaping and reshaping ourselves, our relationships, and our goals. It's messy, it's uncertain, but it's also alive, just like a creative process. In the creative process, experimentation is key. It's not about getting everything perfect on the first try. It's about trying different things, testing new ideas, and seeing what works. Life is no different. Each day is an experiment, a chance to test how you respond to challenges, how you adapt to change, and how you grow from each experience. When we see life as an experiment, it takes the pressure off. Instead of striving for perfection, we can focus on progress. Just as an artist might create several drafts before landing on the final piece, we can iterate in our lives, making adjustments and learning as we go. The beauty of life, just like the beauty of art, is in the process, not just the end result. One of the most liberating aspects of viewing life as a creative process is embracing imperfection. Too often, we let fear of failure hold us back. We think we have to get everything right before we take action. But the truth is, the only way to move forward is to start imperfectly. Creativity thrives on the willingness to make mistakes and learn from them. Life is the same. The messiness, the mistakes, and the setbacks are all part of the process. Without them, we wouldn't grow. Each decision we make is an opportunity to refine our path. Just like an artist steps back and reassesses their work to make adjustments, we have the ability to reflect on our lives, adjust, and continue moving forward. Life is about continuous growth, just like a project that's never truly finished, but always evolving. Ask yourself, if I viewed my life as a creative project, what would I do differently today? What would I experiment with? What would I choose to create? This is your opportunity to start seeing every part of your life, the challenges, the successes, and everything in between, as part of your creative journey. What does it mean to be truly present in your life? In a world that constantly pulls our attention in 100 different directions, mindfulness has become more essential than ever. But mindfulness isn't just about slowing down or being calm. It's about being fully aware and intentional in everything you do, especially when it comes to creating the life you want. At its core, mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment. But how does this relate to creation? To create something, whether it's a piece of art, a business, or a better version of yourself, you must first be aware of what's happening right now. You can't create consciously if you're distracted, stressed, or living on autopilot. Mindfulness is the key that helps you tune into the present moment and become an active participant in the creation process. When you approach life mindfully, you start to notice things you might have missed before. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You're able to respond with intention rather than reacting out of habit or fear. And most importantly, you begin to take ownership of your creative power. Think about the last time you were fully immersed in an activity, whether it was working on a project, spending time with loved ones, or even just enjoying a walk. When you're truly present, time seems to slow down. You feel more alive, more connected, and more in tune with yourself and the world around you. This is the power of mindfulness in creation. When you bring mindfulness to your life, you bring your full energy, focus, and creativity to everything you do. You stop moving through life on autopilot and start creating every moment with intention. Whether you're facing a challenge, making a decision, or taking action toward a goal, mindfulness allows you to be fully aware of your choices and their potential impact. You might think mindfulness is something reserved for meditation or quiet moments of reflection. But the truth is, it can be integrated into every part of your life. You can practice mindful creation in your daily routines, whether it's how you approach your work, how you interact with others, or how you nourish your body. It's about bringing awareness and intention into the small moments that make up your day, rather than waiting for the big moment to create something meaningful. Mindfulness in creation is also about making space for the process. It's easy to get lost in the outcome, especially in today's fast-paced world. But when you're mindful of the process, you stop rushing toward results. You allow yourself to fully experience the journey, the lessons, the growth, the setbacks, and the triumphs. Mindfulness doesn't just help you focus, it helps you clarify what you truly want to create. When you're caught up in distractions or overwhelmed by the noise of the world, it's hard to know what you want or what direction to take. Mindfulness helps you tune out the external chatter and reconnect with your inner self, your true desires, and your vision for the future. With this clarity, you're better equipped to make choices that align with your values and your goals. Ask yourself, how can I bring mindfulness into my creative process today? What would change if I were fully present in each moment of my life? Take a moment to pause, breathe, and become aware of where you are right now. What is your intuition telling you? What do you want to create in this moment? Mindfulness is the key to unlocking your creative potential, and it starts with being present. The biggest barrier to creativity isn't a lack of talent or opportunity. It's the limiting beliefs we hold about ourselves. We often tell ourselves that we're not good enough, that we're not capable, or that our dreams are too big. These beliefs are like invisible chains, holding us back from fully embracing our creative potential. But what if I told you that the only thing standing between you and the life you want to create is the story you're telling yourself? Limiting beliefs are the unconscious thoughts and assumptions we make about ourselves and the world. These beliefs shape the way we think, act, and react. They can take many forms. I'm not talented enough. I'm too old to start something new. I don't have the resources I need. These beliefs keep us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and fear, preventing us from taking bold action. The problem is, we often don't even realize we have these beliefs. They become so ingrained in our thinking that they start to feel like truth. But the truth is, these beliefs are just stories we tell ourselves. They are not facts. And the moment we recognize them for what they are, we can start to change them. The first step in overcoming limiting beliefs is self-awareness. When we become aware of the stories we've been telling ourselves, we can begin to question them. Ask yourself, what do I truly believe about my abilities? What stories have I been holding on to that are keeping me from stepping into my full creative power? This self-reflection is the first step toward transformation. Once we recognize these beliefs, we can start to rewrite them. Instead of "I'm not good enough," we can replace it with "I am capable of learning and growing." Instead of "I don't have enough resources," we can say, "I can create opportunities with what I have." This shift in perspective opens up new possibilities and gives us the courage to take action. Fear is one of the most common limiting beliefs we face. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. It's easy to let fear dictate our choices and keep us from taking risks. But fear is not the enemy of creativity. It's a part of the process. Every creative person, no matter how successful, has faced fear and self-doubt. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to face it head-on and move forward in spite of it. Self-doubt can also be paralyzing. We often wonder if we're ready or qualified to pursue our creative goals. But the truth is, there's no such thing as being fully ready. The only way to get better is to start, imperfectly, messily, and with full acceptance of where we are. Every small step forward is progress. Perfectionism is another limiting belief that often holds us back from creating. We believe that in order to be successful, we have to get everything perfect. But perfectionism is the enemy of progress. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of overthinking and procrastination, never allowing us to finish or share our work. To overcome perfectionism, we need to shift our focus from the outcome to the process. Creativity is about exploration, experimentation, and growth. It's about trying, failing, learning, and trying again. The key is to embrace imperfection and see it as an integral part of the creative process. When we let go of the need for everything to be perfect, we free ourselves to create without limits. Practical strategies for overcoming limiting beliefs. 1. Challenge your beliefs. When you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought, ask yourself, is this really true? Look for evidence that contradicts the belief and start reframing it. 2. Start small. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take small, imperfect steps toward your creative goals. The more you take action, the more your confidence will grow. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Build a supportive community that encourages you to pursue your creative dreams. 4. Celebrate progress. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how small. This builds momentum and keeps you motivated. Ask yourself, what limiting beliefs have I been holding on to that are keeping me from creating? How can I start to shift my mindset today? What would happen if I allowed myself to create, not based on perfection, but based on the desire to simply express and grow? The only thing standing between you and your creative potential is the story you tell yourself. It's time to change that story. When most people think about legacy, they think about what they'll leave behind after they're gone. Memories, achievements, material possessions. But what if legacy is not just something you leave, but something you create every day? What if your legacy is being shaped right now in the choices you make, the actions you take, and the impact you have on those around you? Traditionally, we think of legacy as the things we leave after we die, an inheritance, a body of work, a reputation. But legacy is more than that. It's the imprint you make on the world, on others, and on yourself. It's not just what you leave behind, it's how you live in the present and the choices you make that reflect who you are and what you stand for. Every day, you are creating your legacy with each thought, word, and action. Whether you realize it or not, you are building something that will last. The way you treat others, the work you put into the world, the values you live by, all of these contribute to your legacy, and the beauty of it is that you have the power to shape it, to design it, and to make it an intentional reflection of the person you want to be. Living with legacy in mind doesn't mean living in the past or obsessing over what people will think of you when you're gone. It means living with intention in the present. It's about making choices that align with your values, your vision, and the impact you want to have. Every decision you make is part of the story of your life. When you live intentionally, you create a legacy that reflects your true self. Legacy doesn't have to be something grand or monumental. It can be as simple as the way you show up every day, how you treat others, and how you choose to contribute to the world around you. You don't need to wait until the end of your life to create a legacy. You can begin now. What does it look like to create a legacy through everyday actions? It's about consistency and alignment. You don't have to make sweeping, grand gestures to leave a lasting impact. Small, everyday actions, like being kind, being true to your values, and showing up for the people who matter to you, are what build your legacy over time. Think about the people who have left a lasting impact on you. It wasn't just their achievements that influenced you. It was the way they lived, the choices they made, and the energy they brought into the world. These small moments and decisions are what create a legacy that ripples out far beyond what we can see. One of the most powerful ways to create your legacy is through creativity. Creativity allows you to bring something into existence that didn't exist before. Whether it's a work of art, a business, a relationship, or a community, your creative contributions have the power to leave an imprint on the world. The act of creating is, in itself, an expression of your legacy. When you think of legacy in creative terms, you realize that you're already leaving something behind with everything you create. Every project, every idea, every connection you make is part of the larger picture of your legacy. And as you continue to create, you continue to shape the story of your life, leaving a trail of impact, no matter how big or small. Ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want to leave? How do my actions today reflect the legacy I want to create? In what ways can I start living more intentionally, knowing that I am actively creating the life I want to be remembered for? Legacy isn't something that happens at the end of life. It's something we design and create every day with every choice we make. It's one thing to talk about creativity, choice, mindfulness, and legacy. It's another to actually put them into practice. The real power of creativity lies not in the theory, but in how we integrate it into our daily lives. In this chapter, we'll explore how to take the concepts we've discussed and turn them into concrete actions that will help you create the life you want. The key to creating a life you love is starting where you are, with what you have. It can feel overwhelming to think about making major changes, especially if you're just beginning to embrace your creative power. But remember, every great creation begins with small, intentional steps. Start with one area of your life where you can begin practicing creativity. It could be something as simple as rearranging your workspace to make it more inspiring, committing to a new daily habit, or taking on a small creative project that excites you. Once you take that first step, the momentum will build. Creativity is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And as you start seeing the impact of your creative actions in one area of your life, you'll be inspired to expand your creativity into other areas. To make creativity a part of your life, it's helpful to set intentional, actionable goals. These goals don't have to be huge at first, but they should be aligned with your values and vision. Ask yourself, what do I want to create in the next week, month, and year? And then break that vision down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you want to start a creative project, your first step might be to brainstorm ideas. The next step could be researching the resources you need. And then perhaps you set a deadline for completing a rough draft or prototype. By breaking big goals into smaller actions, you make the creative process more approachable, and you create a roadmap for success. One of the most important things to remember is that creativity is a process, not a product. In our goal-oriented society, it's easy to get obsessed with the end result, whether that's finishing a project, reaching a milestone, or achieving a certain level of success. But true creative fulfillment comes from the process itself. As you put your creative plans into practice, focus on enjoying the journey. Give yourself the freedom to explore, make mistakes, and adjust along the way. The beauty of creativity is that it's never truly finished. It's a continual unfolding. And when you embrace the process, you find joy in the act of creation itself. There will be times when it feels difficult to stay committed to your creative practice. Life gets busy, distractions happen, and self-doubt can creep in. But consistency is key. Even on days when you feel unmotivated, take small actions to stay on track. This could be as simple as spending 5 minutes brainstorming or writing down a few ideas. Small, consistent actions lead to big results over time. Remember, the more you commit to the process, the more you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. Creativity isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or for everything to align perfectly. It's about showing up, even when it's hard, and trusting that each step forward brings you closer to the life you're creating. Finally, make space for reflection. Take time regularly to look back on what you've created and how far you've come. Reflection helps you assess your progress, adjust your approach, and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. It's also an opportunity to realign your actions with your vision, ensuring that you're still moving in the direction you want. Ask yourself, what is one area of my life where I can start applying creativity today? What is one small step I can take right now to bring my vision to life? Remember, it's not about making huge changes overnight. It's about starting where you are, using what you have, and committing to the process of creation. You have the power to design your life, one small action at a time. Take one small step today to bring your vision to life. Share it in the comments below, and let's start creating together. We've talked about the power of choice, the role of mindfulness, and how creativity can help you shape the life you want. We've explored how to overcome limiting beliefs, how to embrace imperfection, and how to design a legacy through your everyday actions. But now, it's time to take everything we've discussed and make it real. The key to creativity is recognizing that you are the creator of your life. The choices you make today, the actions you take, and the mindset you cultivate are all part of the masterpiece you're creating. You hold the brush, and the canvas is wide open. This isn't just theory. It's about how you live, how you show up, and how you choose to create your future. Your creative future is waiting for you. It's shaped by your actions, your mindset, and your willingness to take the leap. It's time to stop waiting for permission, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and start embracing the fact that you have everything you need to begin creating. The power has always been inside you. We've spent a lot of time talking about the why creativity is so important, why your choices matter, and why now is the time to start creating. But now, it's time for the how. How do you begin? The answer is simple: by starting. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to have everything figured out. What matters is that you take the first step. The creative journey doesn't begin with perfection. It begins with action. Whether it's a small step or a giant leap, the act of creating starts when you decide to begin. Take one small action today that aligns with the creative life you want to build. Maybe it's writing down your goals, setting aside time for a new creative project, or making a conscious decision to be present in your day. Whatever it is, make it intentional and make it count. Remember, the journey of creation is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking action, learning along the way, and growing into the person you were meant to become. As you continue this journey, you'll find that creativity isn't just something you do, it's something you live. As you move forward, remember that creativity thrives in community. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, support you, and challenge you to grow. Seek out those who believe in your vision and encourage you to create without limits. Whether it's friends, mentors, or fellow creators, find your tribe. the people who help you rise higher and push you further. Ask yourself, what is the first step I'm going to take today to create my life? What can I do, no matter how small, to move in the direction of the life I want? The most important part of your journey is not what you achieve, but the choices you make along the way. Start with one action and keep going. Your creative future is in your hands. It's time to step into it, create with intention, and design the life you truly want to live. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to live a creative, intentional life. Join me on this journey and let's create together.